So let's take a look now at the environments page. Once you click on one of those active environments, you're going to be able to dive in deeper and see all of these. A lot of this is the same. Top line is pretty much the same here, being able to project and environments, but now we have some capabilities here as far as buttons that you can see. And if you're utilizing Git, you might recognize some of these commands a little bit, but branch, say you wanted to create an entirely new branch, Git branch off of this, and you also wanted to have it active with infrastructure behind it. Whenever you click that with Upsun, what we do is we take a copy of the code, the cache, the database from whatever the parent of that branch you're coming off of, emerging or branching off of, and we make a bit for bit clone of that into the branch that comes off of it. So that's what that button will do. If you click on it, you can give a name to that environment. You can designate it as a development environment or a staging environment. You can determine how much of the copying is there. So or what resources, if it's using the parent environment resources, or if it's using default or using minimum. So in some cases, you might have a lot of resources developed to production or to staging, but you're going to go in development. You know you don't need all those resources. You just need the minimum that it is to test and check things out. You can click on that. Information on all of these as well. And then, of course, we're going to give you the CLI command because you could just do all of this in the command line interface if you wanted to. We're going to cancel on that. Merge, it's what it sounds like. So once you're done with all your changes, you've tested it, you've looked at it, and it works great, you can then merge that branch up into the parent branch. Sync allows you to sync down various changes. There's none here, I should say, from a demo standpoint. But if you click on that, you can sync down just code changes. You can sync down just database. You can sync down both database and code if you want to. And then because we don't have a URL or DNS set up, this Go Live button allows you to click on that if you wanted to add that. That will be there until you get one in place. Same thing here as far as settings. And then last but not least, you have the ability of a few extra ones that are here where you can redeploy the environment if you want to, run an operation, or create a backup just really quickly in there. Next up, you're going to see this kind of tabs here, various tabs for everything that you can check in on for that environment. So this is the main environment, pretty much the same as the project page, but now that we're in the environment, we can now dive in and see things a little bit more directly. So if we click on services, we can see all the services and the routing, a little bit more detail around those links and such. You can click on backups and you can see your most recent backups. If you click on those, you can restore a certain backup. Resources, this gives you infrastructure metrics to see what kind of resources from an infrastructure standpoint is being used. So for the current app project, you're going to be able to see CPU and RAM over time. You can break that down to hour, 8 hours, over 24 hours, everything that's going there. You can ping deployments to see when those happened, and it just gives you a lot more information. And then you also can come down here and see it based upon the application and services, just a lot of information that's concerned there. HTTP traffic, so gives you a quick deal. Of course, this is a demo site, so I'm glad to see that there's not a whole lot of traffic happening here, but this gives you the ability to dive deeper, get more metrics, the URLs that's impacted, and a deeper insight into each one of those, the response time for each one of those, just being able to go into that a little bit more. And then last but not least, there is profiling built in. So this can give you an idea, and this is continuous profiling to give you an idea into how you can possibly improve your code to make it run even better. And with that, we're going to be able to have a lot more information as you dive through all of this to see function calls, see how this is all working out, and get a lot more information around it. Not diving deep, just kind of high level here, hopping over everything that's going on and what's capable with it. Let's go back to the overview, make sure there's nothing here that we're missing as far as concerns are. The big thing I would say here is with each active branch, each active environment you have, you do get a unique preview URL for that specific environment. So that way you can do visual checks between your production and between the actual environment itself. In this case, I'm in main and I had opened up the main one previously, so I'm just clicking between the two of those. But since I have the main preview here, if I wanted to, I could change my environment, go into the light theme, come here, and then I can change over and look at that theme and see it as light. And as you can see, there's a difference between the two environments to be able to hop between those and see the various changes. And if I liked everything that was here, that was good, I can now see the merge branch on that because production was top level. I could click that merge branch. It's going to ask me questions as far as how I want to set that up and the code, of course, and then I could click merge. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to mess up the demo at the moment. All right. And as I said before, you can actually do backups if you wanted to of your environments that are there. And if I wanted to, I can create a live, click it really quickly, and boom, I've already created a backup of an environment, not just production, but also your development and staging environments as well. And with that being said, that's a high level overview of the environment. So